Hey everybody! I've been having a few questions about how I did the snitches get stitches look on Darren's hand. That was the kind of healing infected scar here with the stitches going over with the really gross infected look and the stitches going over it with a little bit of blood and everything everywhere. Now, I'm sorry for the light quality here. But I'm sitting next to the fireplace because it's fucking freezing. And sorry for my voice, but I have only just regained my voice, and it sounds like I've been smoking like a million fags. But I actually had no voice 2 days ago, so I actually have a voice again. So the products that I used were Crayolan's Tuplast Skin Plastic. There you go. You only need the tiniest amount of this product to create a really gross looking scar, and it's so effective. And you need to apply this straight from the tube onto the model's skin and let it dry. And it dries so quickly, it really, really does. And it only takes around about a minute or two for it to dry. It's that quick. It's a great product, and this tube creates so many scars, and it's really, really effective, as you saw on the picture. If you just apply it just like this onto the hand, it doesn't really create a very effective looking scar, because you need other products to create that really, that really kind of that color to a scar. So there are other products that you'll need. So for the color of the scar, because the skin around it is going to be like a different color to the skin around the scar, and the skin of the scar is going to be a different color to the normal skin around the scar. This is where you need to do your research about scars. So go into Google search and just like search scars. You might get some weird images, but this is my Grima's palette, palette B it is, and the colors that I used were this light pink color and this red color. And oh no, I didn't actually use that red color, sorry. I used this dark red color. Now it looks like a bit of a brown color, but this is actually the brown color, so you can see the difference there. It's a very kind of winey red color, and you only need to use the tiniest amount, because these are very, very saturated colors. Very, very intense. Then I used, after I applied the stitches, I used, where the stitches came in, I used the Ben Nye burn wheel. This is the burn wheel. It's very kind of very inky. It's a lot. It's very. It's a lot smoother than the Grimace paint, but it's really good. Where the stitches go into the skin, I used a tiny little bit of the black. And then around the scar, I used a little bit of this dark red, around just in between the stitches, and just to create that look of, like, the skin being pinched almost. And it really, really does create a lovely, lovely look. And then I use this very light skin tone on top of the scar to create that really shiny look that you get with scar tissue. Now, the skin plastic from Crayolan does create that really shiny look that you get with scars, but that Ben Nye burn wheel, that light skin tone, does help create that extra shiny look, but helps blend it into the skin. So it's an extra kind of boost. So they're the kind of colors that you need to use to create the color of the skin, and it really does help blend it all in to the skin. And that's how it at the end of the scar, here and here, or wherever you're going to place the scar, say you had it on your face, say if you had a scar going here and here, at the ends here and here, you want the scar, you don't want the scar to suddenly just go boom and then boom. You want it to slowly blend into the skin so that it does have a graduated kind of look, so that it's not suddenly boom like that. Like you want it to suddenly taper off on both ends, because that's how a scar usually looks. Whenever you apply the Grimace paints, when you've done that, you need to seal it with the translucent Ben Nye setting powder. If you don't have this, you know, because not everybody has the budget for this kind of stuff, you know, if you don't have these products, it doesn't matter. You can use like what I do at Halloween is I stock up on the really cheap Halloween paints. Like, you know, you get those vampire teeth or witch nose, and you get those really cheap Halloween paints. Those are really, really good to use, like, you know, because you don't want to use these products really quickly, like, you know. You can use those and use like a face setting powder, a face matte setting powder to set the products, and it will do just as well. Doesn't matter, like. But once you've got all that done, you need a set of false eyelashes. Now, obviously, don't use your favourite set of false eyelashes, because you'll be crying at the end of this, going, why did I do this? You will take your favourite, your not so favourite set of false eyelashes. You only need like one eyelash. You don't need two. I still have loads left over from last night. This is enough to do another scar. And you need to like cut them up, and you can pre-prepare this for whatever size stitch you're going to do, and you just cut up the lash to whatever size you need the stitches to be. And you can use my picture as a resource picture, or you can go onto the internet and look up stitches, and you'll find different kinds of stitches, because lots of doctors stitch up wounds in different kinds of ways. But usually you'll see the over the wound kind of way, and then one sticking up at the end, either end, like, and that's how I did mine. And you'll use the glue that comes with the eyelashes to stick the eyelash that curls over, like that, over the scar tissue. And it's that simple. And as I said, where the eyelash goes into the scar tissue, you use just a tiny amount of the black from the Ben Nye burn wheel, to mimic kind of like dried blood going into the skin, and then use a little bit of the dark red. It's kind of more of a maroony kind of color in between the stitches to create the pinched look. Then if you have a little bit of extra time, which I did, I used the Crayolan Fresh Scratch, which is a very congealed, and you'll see this now, it's so gross, I love doing this. Oh god, so this is how thick it is. That's how thick it is. That's sticky. That's how sticky it is. It's not like other fake bloods. It's super sticky, and it dries exceptionally fast. So whenever I use this, I take this off, this top bit off, but I put this lid straight on it because it dries so fast. So you do not want to waste the product. And you can use a tiny bit of that where you put the black on the stitches, so it makes it look even more gross and just nasty looking. And yeah, and that's the finished look. It's that simple and it's that quick. And the only fiddly part of it is the eyelashes. It can be very fiddly, and what I will say to help you with the fiddly part is to use some tweezers to hold the stitches, because it can be really, really fiddly. Pre-prepare the stitches as well, and that will help you out as well. And then use the tweezers to hold the stitches, and then you can maneuver them as well with the other end into place, and then use a little bit more glue if you want to hold them down, and then, you know, go back on to the next set of stitches, you know, and just go on and on and on. If you don't want to do that, you can do what I did and just do one stitch at a time. It does take a little bit longer, but it can assure you that you know, you're taking your time as you're doing it, like, you know. But if you're like in an exam situation, so to speak, you can, it's best to pre-prepare the stitches so you have them all set out and you're ready to go. But that's how I did the look. There are cheaper ways of doing it. You can make your own fake blood. There are plenty of fake blood recipes on YouTube. My friend Siobhan has an excellent fake blood recipe that is made from gelatin. So it coagulates. So it's like fresh scratch. It goes on very, very gloopy, but very, very runny, sorry, but it does congeal. And also you can use the same recipe to create scar tissue, because if you add a drop of glycerin to it, two drops of glycerin to it, it will create the effect of scar tissue. But you have to be extremely careful when making it and extremely careful when applying it to create the effect of scar tissue. So I hope that was very well. I hope that answered all your questions anyway. And yeah, I'm sorry I couldn't do the actual step-by-step tutorial of it because Darren's camera is not working and Darren is not here, so I don't have anyone to do it on. But once Darren's camera is working and I have the time to do it, I will do it on Darren. Okay, see you later. Bye.